Bunyip Boomerang from Kyoukai Senki. There's quite a number of different characters in the series. They're quite popular at the moment. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies, and today I'm going to be looking at another new Bandai release. This is the Bunyip Boomerang, which a lot of people have been looking out for, and it's from the new anime series called Kyoukai Senki. So Kyoukai Senki is set in a time where there are 4 major powers controlling the world, and Japan was part of one of those groups, and they use these mechs to protect themselves and fight the cause. So it's been some time after this has happened, but there's still conflicts going on. And this particular one is one of those robot mechs, and it's part of the Oceania group's defenses. And it's quite fitting for us too, because in Australia, Bunyip and Boomerang, they're very much Australian things. Bunyip being a bit like Australia's Yeti, and the Boomerang being the hunting implement of the First Peoples, the Aborigines. So let's have a look inside and see what's so great about this particular kit. It's quite interesting. It's very different from Gundam type look. Okay, so from the overhead you can see the box art. Over here it's in the high mobility pose. You can actually build this and pose it in 3 different poses. So high mobility, there's also there's a stationary or parked pose, and there's also I forgot what the other one was. Oh, patrol state. Okay, which is a simple compact version. So these are autonomous. They're not driven by anything. It's all AI, and they do include quite a few options inside to help you do all those different versions. Okay, so let's look inside. I've got all the bits already spread out here, so let's put this aside over here. All right, let's start looking at the sprue. All right, so let's look at this. We've got a bit of a yellow, which is like the blades. It's got a gold pearlescent finish to it, which is quite nice. So these are the blades which poke out the front of its torso. All right, and then we get to these white parts here. So you've got the head, and then other bits of the armor. I think these are around the legs. We'll check it out in the manual shortly. So it's sort of a grey white. It's an off-white. Nice to get some colour separation. All right, that's exactly the same thing again. So we've got 2 parts of that. No, actually, it's not exactly the same thing. It looks like the same thing, but it's not. Okay, so we've got these bits here. So these are parts of the armour which are the same. The head, obviously, you only need 1 head. And then you've got some additional parts on this side. So there's D1 and D2. All right, next we get into this green part here. This is very much like the shoulders. So you have the head poking out this way. And then there's some of these shield mechanisms. So these are parts of the leg armor and parts of the little arms as well. Okay, and as we go into this one, you can see the opposite part. So this leg armor here, there's this second bit there. And then you have your various other parts too. So you've got leg armor and then also chest armor, and they're all the green parts. So they're the main components there, and the green giving it that the camouflage. Okay, from there we've got these parts. So these are a bit of skeletal or frame parts. They're all in this grey colour. You've got various joints here. So this is like the spine part, got the base of the head. This is the base of the shoulders, and then getting into part of the chest, and then arms and the other limbs. Okay, so from there, we've got a lot more of the grey parts. So we've got these here. Oops, let's sort of press together. See if I can get that apart. Okay, so we've got 2 C parts. Okay, and the C parts consist of all the sort of arms. You can see that there's leg sections, knees, and you've got the feet, which has got that sort of the carbon fiber look, springy type foot. Okay, and then after that, we've got a section of clear parts. Now the clear parts, I'm not too sure what they do. They look like parts of a stand. They're triangular shaped. Let me see if I can pull something over here, which will make it a bit easier to see. Does it help? That doesn't help at all. I guess it doesn't help being clear anyway. So with the reflections, you'll probably see them. We'll check the manual and we'll find out what these bits do. Okay. All right, so that's all the plastic parts. We've got a small section of sticker. So you've got that bit. So that's part of the head. You've got these, I guess you call them eyes or sensors. They're in this really nice metallic, well, it's been chrome. So it's a chrome section, and it's got the clear ink over the top. So it's like a candy pinky mauve. Okay, and from there, let's look at the manual. Okay, so I've got the main manual here. It's got the description of the two different states. There's a patrol state, and then this is with all the bits extended, and that's the high mobility combat state. So you've got the machine guns all poking out rather than tucked inside here where the armpits look like. Okay, so here we get into the construction. This is actually describing how to do the different park state and on the stand. So the stands are optional, but it's got the provision there to take the stand. And the construction actually starts on the inside here. All right, so these are all pretty standard Bandai type instructions. You've got your legend of all the parts, so you know where to find all the bits. And then it gives you some hints here on how to put it together. And then across here, we start with doing the legs. Okay, so you've got the right leg across here. We've got the left leg in this section, the waist. So you can see the waist has got quite a few ball joints and hinging points. And then we've got the head. We've got the next section there with a ball joint. We've got the body. And basic from there, that's where we go back to, where was I? Over this section where you start doing the final assembly. So this is where you do your different poses for the different versions. Okay, so you complete it by this point here. So you have your chest and head assembly connected onto the torso with the legs attached. And then this is where you can unfold the arms, or have them folded in. So you've got the park state here. And then you get into the high mobility where everything is actually hanging out. You've got all the arms extended with the guns. You've got the legs extended. And you've got the blades extended from the torso. That's where you get the standing type pose, and then you get this really dynamic lunging pose. And there's some pictures there. So this is what park state looks like. So it looks like it's just sitting around waiting for maintenance. You've got patrol mode. So it's just legs extended so you can roam around with the park guns, and then full extended high mobility combat state. So that's quite interesting. And then down here you've got some painting guide as well, if you like to paint it up and get a bit more depth in the model. So that's it. That's my open box review of the new Bandai Bunyip Boomerang from Kyoukai Senki, which is a new series, and I think you can stream that somewhere on the net. So if you search Kyoukai Senki, you should be able to find those and watch them. They're quite popular at the moment. There's quite a number of different characters in the series, and we've got 4 or 5 available right now, but this is one of the newer ones and most anticipated. So that's the Bunyip Boomerang.